Loblaws unveiled Joe Fresh Style today. The new clothing line has been put together by the legendary Joe Mimran and represents a clear move into Walmart's turf, it seems. Our next guest, though, isn't so impressed. We're joined by Rick Pennycook, president of the Lakeshore Group. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be here.
Now, we understood Walmart was coming in. We knew that Loblaws had to do something to get the customer from going literally, in some cases, across the street to a Walmart.
Right.
You don't think this is the solution?
No, I don't. It's not big enough. I was actually at the Don Mills and Eglinton store today, and I was really, really disappointed. Today was the launch day. The merchandise was in a mess, and there wasn't a lot of it. There wasn't a wow factor. I was really expecting something different. And also where it was placed, I mean, it was right opposite the automotive area, so it just wasn't very attractive.
So your concern here is primarily that as we're going up and down the aisles, you know, picking up our essentials and, ice cream, we're not going to stop and buy clothes.
Well, that's the real problem with this strategy. You know, as you were saying, as you're going up and down the aisles and you've got ice cream in your cart and milk, and you might have a child with you, are you going to stop and then try on a pair of slacks? What you really need to do is make that trip to Loblaws a non-food trip. And that's where the difficulty is. Well, people say, I need slacks. I'm going to go to Loblaws today to pick them up. That's what they have to do. That's where they have to get to.
Well, it seems they sort of understood that to some respect in other areas. Many of the stores had Caban outlets attached to them as well. Is that the true solution to this, as opposed to sticking it across from the automotive surplus products? You want to put this in a whole different store?
No, it can be under one roof, but it has to be of a significance so that you can be almost in another world in the department store merchandise section, and that you will have a depth of merchandise where you can say, you know, I've got a few things to pick up around the house. I'll go to Loblaws and do that. Right now, that's not happening.
Well, this is a fascinating time for us to be having this conversation. My wife and I were in this precise scenario just this past weekend. A friend called up on her cell phone and said, oh, you know, they've got these fabulous yoga outfits. Is that kind of word of mouth a driving force for them? Because I honestly can't in a million years see myself wanting to buy my slacks at Loblaws.
Right. And I think you're the typical consumer in that regard. Word of mouth is good, but they really have to create a buzz. I mean, if you think of what Target, I mean, we don't even have them here, but I think a lot of Canadians know about Target. It has great design, and everybody wants it to come here because it's got a cachet. It's a destination retail. And that's where Loblaws has. The only way they can get to that point is the size of store that's as big as a Walmart superstore and have the exact same depth of items so they can compete.
My concern as well, when you put clothes in any store for that matter, you have the gap problem. You make one mistake on a quality of line issue and nobody buys.
Right. That's exactly right. So, I mean, I think they've got the right person. Joe is the right person. He's a private label guru. You know, he started Club Monaco, did really, really well. He's been hired by Holtz to do private label branding.
Am I just out of touch? I don't know that name. Is there something wrong with my clothing line? I don't know who this person is.
I mean, you probably don't care who designed your clothes necessarily, but Joe Mimran is a real star in this area. They've got the right person. It's though the execution are them sort of the right work with, and that's the key.
Are trying to make money off of people, you know, going in and buying yoga outfits and things of that nature, or is this more designed to ensure that when I do want milk, when I do want my ice cream, that I'm going to a Loblaws instead of a Walmart?
No, because Loblaws has that down. That's the thing that's amazing to me, is that Loblaws has the food retailing down to a science. They have a cachet. The President's Choice brand is excellent. They want to move now into this other area, and it seems that they're doing it in fits and starts. And I don't know if they're going to be able to make the consumer make that change very easily from milk and eggs to slacks and shoes.
Rick, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us.
Great to being here.
Rick Pennycook, president of the Lakeshore Group. When we come back on the other side of the break, it's the final hour.